Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another perfume review video. My name is Naz. This is my channel, The King of Hidden Gems. I try to bring to your attention fragrances that are usually good value for money. They smell good. They are usually on the radar. Not many people talk about them. I think at least you should do your research, try them for yourself and see if they're any good to you. So this is a video that I have an update for you, and this update is for a very unknown fragrance. There is no review whatsoever on it, and this one is another Middle Eastern brand called Ajyad, another UAE based fragrance brand, and this one in particular called Aitizaz, and this is woody velvet, 100 ml EDP. In United Kingdom you can find it for under £20. Yes, under £20, and that is in itself a bargain. Few people ask me, what does it remind you of? Listen guys, I always say that it doesn't have to remind me of anything, but it puts you, listen, I don't want to say this because they're quite different, but it's the same ballpark, okay, same category if you like. So if I mention something, it's not 100% copy, but it's a ballpark. That means it's the same direction, okay? It's the same category, and that is the Tom Ford Oud Wood. Tom Ford Oud Wood, but yeah, Tom Ford Oud Wood, and that is, this one is an alternative to it, okay? So it's not a copy, it's not a clone of it, it's not too close to it, but it's a good alternative. It will take you probably about 60-70% of the way to Tom Ford Oud Wood, but it's not going to be 100%, okay? So similarity, yes. 100% no, okay? That's very important. I'm just saying that to put you in the right direction, the right mind, to know what the ballpark smell like, especially the woody and oudi, and the musky and the ambery feel to it is very close to Oud Wood by Tom Ford, but the rest of it deviates. Okay, so first thing first, performance is good but not excellent. On my skin went 6 to 8 hours. If you put on t-shirt, it goes up to 10 hours. So it's a moderate to good performance. In terms of projection, about an hour of arm length, and after that slow subside. And the rest of the time you'll have a little bit of bubble around you, but it's quite personal space. So it's not a big bubble, it's not a huge projector, it's not a house filler, room filler. No, it's quite subdued, but you can smell it around yourself. And I put only 5, and I think you need to put a little bit more, maybe 7 or 8 for others to smell you. So in terms of projection, bubble, the cloud, trail, and the longevity is good, moderate to good. It's not a huge projector, and it's not a beast mode. In terms of who is it for, this is definitely 25 and up, because it's got that Middle Eastern, Oriental, quite complex feel to it, and definitely young nose won't get this. I would say 25 and up to be on the safe side, although if you like Tom Ford Oud Wood, probably you like this. In terms of when is good for, this is definitely for cooler weather, better suited for cooler weather. But it's one of those fragrances, because it's got some other elements to it, like floral elements, you might get away with it in summer, but you have to control the trigger. In summer much less, in winter much more. In terms of occasion, this is better suited for going out, but it's quite versatile. So in terms of where, when, what time, what occasion, these are completely versatile. You can use them anytime, casual, formal, evening, daytime. So very, very versatile. In terms of price, it's quite good, under £20, even though it's not a beast mode, but it's performed quite well, and for that price it is quite good. If you want an alternative to Tom Ford Oud Wood, not a copy again, you can buy this much cheaper. Tom Ford for 100 ml is about £300, this is under £20. You do the math. In terms of smell, the difference between this and Tom Ford Oud Wood, there are 3 differences. One is this one's got more floral than Tom Ford Oud Wood, especially the jasmine and the rose is more pronounced here. 2, this one is a little bit sweeter than Tom Ford Wood, because of the cinnamon is quite much larger in here. And the third one is that this one got a little bit of incense into it, which Tom Ford lacks as well. I mean, it has it, but here is a little bit more pronounced. So there are three differences, but those three differences making it like maybe 60-70% similar to Tom Ford Wood, especially the base, the agarwood, the amber, the musk, the gaiac wood in here, and they're making it quite close to Tom Ford Wood. But overall, it's not a copy of it, okay? So don't go and buy it and come back and say, oh, this is not a Tom Ford Wood. As you ask what it reminds me of, it is quite close, but it's not a copy, it's not 100%, it's not a clone. It is close to around 60-70%. In terms of how it starts very spicy, so this is very spicy, and the spices are cinnamon and a little bit of incense, and also I get a little bit of clove in here, which making it quite interesting. If you don't like these kind of fragrances, then this is not for you. The clove is quite pronounced here. Yeah, starts off with big cinnamon, clove, and also a little bit of incense. And then in the mid you have the body from the florals, which is mainly jasmine and rose. And the jasmine and rose making it quite floral. And this is quite unisex. I mean 100% unisex, 50-50. Anybody can use it, ladies or men, because of that. And then when it goes to the dry down, is dominated by the woods. So there's the agarwood. The agarwood is not huge here. It's just giving it an undertone of, it's mainly in the background, undertone of woodiness. It opens up quite bright and slowly gets darker, but it never goes super dark. Okay, it's quite dark, and also it's got a resin feel to it. There's a gaiac wood in here, there's vanilla in here, there's musk in here, there's agarwood in here, there is a little bit of powderiness to it, which is coming from something like a chocolate feel to it, a cacao feel, but it's powdery. It's not a sweet cacao here, it's a sweet, it's a powdery cacao. So overall it's quite complex. Yes, I like it. Under £20 I recommend it, but again, you need to like this kind of fragrances to enjoy it. It's quite oriental. It's actually very oriental. It's very Middle Eastern. It's very Arabic feel to it, so you need to be aware of that. As I said, this DNA is done many times before. Yes, as I said, mentioned, it's quite close to Tom Ford Wood, but not a copy or identical of for that one. But on its own, forget Tom Ford. On its own, it's quite nice. It's anything you want in a complex Oriental Middle Eastern fragrance is in here. Especially if you have a background in Middle Eastern fragrances, you will enjoy this. If you don't like the genre of Orientals or Middle Eastern or Arabic fragrances, probably you won't like this, because it's very, very Middle Eastern. But to me this is absolutely gorgeousness, because I brought I'm Iranian myself. I was brought up to that, in that culture, and this is a smell that I grew up with, so that's why definitely it is up my alley and it is very close to my taste. I really enjoyed it. I wore it 2 days and it was absolutely gorgeous. My wife surprisingly liked it. Usually she doesn't like fragrances that have this kind of oudi based fragrances, but she absolutely adored this, because the oud is very, very subdued and it's quite in the background. It's not really full front. The main players here are the spices and the florals and the musk and the vanilla, and basically at the end you get the oud in the base, which is quite in the background. So that's why she liked it. Overall, I'd recommend it, but you need to like this kind of fragrances, and for under £20 I think it's worth the money, even though it's not a beast mode, but it's quite nice. It got a personal space smell, although I've put only 5. If you put more, probably you get more projection and more longevity out of it. especially at the moment. It's we are in the middle of winter and it's quite cold. I put 5. I think I should have put some more maybe, but 8 to even up to 10, and then it would have been much better performer. So overall it's quite good. I highly recommend it. If you have any question, if you know it, if you have it, put it in the comment. If you like what I do, if you find it useful, informative or entertaining, you know what to do. Hit those buttons. If you like to purchase one of my own fragrances, I'm a perfumer myself. I make my own perfume. Nobody's involved. It's just me from scratch to the perfume, and they are out of this world, very artistic, very strong, super beast mode. They are very complex and unique, but you need to live in United Kingdom in order to purchase them. Thank you very much as always, and I'll see you later. Bye.